Hello, my name is Tobra. I welcome you to the Beauty of a Woman's Heart page today. Today we're streaming live from here, but you can see it on my wall, Tobra, as well as Auntie Ya's Book Corner on YouTube and Auntie Ya's Book Club. Yes, I've been doing some lives lately and posting to this page just to encourage women and help them in their journey. It is so important that we develop ourselves for the times ahead. I know some of us have already started this journey, others are beginning, others too are on the way, but we are still a work in progress and there's always something that we can learn. So yes, I will start by sharing to groups and then we can continue if that's quite okay. Let's see. I trust that you're having a great day. It's, what do you call it? It's 2 more sleeps before Christmas. I'm sure all the kids are quite excited. Okay, let's do this. I'll keep quiet while I do this. As I say, I'm very, I don't like talking and sharing because I'll go and put it somewhere that people will definitely not be pleased with more. Okay, I believe that I have shared it wherever I need to share to. So today we are going to be discussing how to overcome our insecurities. Originally, after this topic, the next one will be building confidence. How to build confidence. I was going to do how to build confidence, but I thought it through and I said to myself, you know what? Basically, in order for you to be able to build confidence, you need to look at yourself and deal with your insecurities first. So that is so important to do. Give me a second. There's one other place that I forgot to share to, and we'll be on our way when I've done that. I have to put a link in our book in the live. Okay. Okay, so the link to this page, it's in the comments. This is Auntie Ya. Sorry, I always go by Auntie Ya's Book Corner because that's where we usually are. This is the Beauty of a Woman's Heart page, and it is after my second book. Actually, I set this page up before I wrote the book. So the Beauty of a Woman's Heart. I like to encourage women, and this book here is on Amazon. It's chock full of inspiration, wisdom, and nuggets for women. And so, what better way to expand on this than to, do programs, do videos that will build up, help women to build themselves up. So when we say insecurities, it's when a person does not feel secure, they feel less than about certain things or certain areas of their life. It doesn't give them confidence. They don't believe enough in themselves, right? So what are the causes of the insecurities? Okay, we'll go to the causes. Basically, when we tend to focus on outer beauty, it's quite big in our society, I must say right now. I laugh because I'm going to say certain things in my language so that I don't get, dinged. Abrofo spend a lot of time trying to, suntan and do this, said, yeah, tuntum. And then we, the baby food too, we spend a lot of time bleaching so that we'll be lighter. So there's no happy medium, right? And then so we are focused on size. Oh, you need to be thin, you need to be that. So if you are Oyekesia, it's a problem. In our culture, we want women to be shapely, we want them to be big, we want them to be that. But the question that I always ask is, have you created a human being before? And your answer will be no. So we go through all kinds of things, surgeries and whatever, just to get the right, fit in. We want to fit in, we want to be this way. So you find young ladies, young girls, even going for plastic surgery. Yeah. So physical traits, you must know, are only temporary. It's more important to focus on inner qualities that is more long lasting. I'm not saying don't look beautiful, don't be beautiful. Spend time on your self-grooming. Self-grooming is quite important, but it's what is inside you that is important. You can be as beautiful, you can be the most beautiful woman in the world, but if you treat people like crap, nobody's going to come around you. There's people that, yes, we may think they are not the most beautiful, but their inner qualities, their inner beauties, when you come into their presence, you see this light. They just glow, and you're so. It's almost like a divine opportunity, a divine moment being in their presence. You just feel so happy, so because they are whole. They've worked on themselves. They know who they are, and they are not afraid to be themselves, and they are not afraid, they are not insecure around other women. They welcome you into their presence, and they bless you just with all that is within them. That is what we have to strive towards. Okay, the second cause of insecurity is relationships. Now, you and I know that if you've been groomed in a particular part of the world, you are given a particular script or memo that you have to follow. And so we spend all our time focusing on, being there, grooming, primping, and preening ourselves for the opposite sex, but we don't spend enough time on ourselves. And so we feel insecure. And maybe sometimes you feel unloved. You want the partner to validate you, but they don't know how to, because they themselves have not been taught. So it's almost it's a classic case of if you are not careful and you don't learn to hold your own, you'll be always looking for your partner's approval. And sometimes it might not be forthcoming. You have to know who you are before you go into these relationships. I always have this comment that I make, that you hear people say, oh, my better half, my better half. But I maintain that it has to be your whole half. You need to know who you are, grow yourself, develop yourself, love yourself before you go into that relationship, expecting somebody to come and validate you and make you feel good. Look, when you are in love, it's tiggity boo. Yeah, but don't be naive to think that there's never going to be down moments in your relationships. There's times when you two will be at loggerheads. And when that happens and he's not there to be pumping you up, what are you going to be, or who are you going to be? You're going to be so sad. And because you are so desperate, even though he may have been the one who's offended you, you'll be running around like a chicken with your head cut off, trying to please him and make him feel good, because you need his validation. You need his approval. And then over time, it becomes a pattern. And then he realizes that he has the upper hand. So what have you done? In essence, your insecurities have pushed you further down, and you are more unhappier than you are. Look, do not seek validation from a man. Seek it from within, seek it from God. You are who you are. He created you. So you need to learn who are you? What do you love? What do you like? What won't you put up with? So relationships, yeah. Look, my advice to you, I saw this somewhere, create a file, a booster file, write all the good things about yourself. And then when you have those low moments, you take it out, you read it, and you go, oh yes, I remember who I am now. I'm this, I'm that, I'm that. Instead of sitting around moaning and groaning. Relationships, I've talked about relationships in terms of man, woman, like, marriage, girlfriend, boyfriend, but there's also the relationship, friendship relationships. If you're insecure, you don't know who you are, other women will come into your life and bully you. You always have to follow them around, do whatever they want you to do. And that's about the size of it. And so you're not getting anywhere in life. You're just always a follower. You are insecure. So people will just treat you anyhow that they like. So it's just, it's so important. We talk about these things, but people really don't take it serious. They think, oh, it's just one of those things. I'm here, aren't I? I'm alive, so let me keep going. But it's not helping you. It won't help you. The next cause of insecurity is intellectual ability, when you're not able to carry out stimulating conversations. Look, we have men from our community, they like women who can cook, who can do this, who can do that. Maybe because of fragile egos, they don't want women to be, they don't like women who they call too known. Yes, women who are too known. And you being too known, no, and nobody wants a woman who's a loudmouth, so be mousy. But let's be honest with ourselves. There are men who do not want that type of a woman. They want a woman who stimulates you, who stimulate them, who challenge them. They can have conversations back and forth about current issues, what have you. Look, you are a separate human being apart from your relationship, and you need to be able to have your own opinions and voice them out, and not be a yes woman or a yes man, whatever that might be. Have your own opinions. If you don't know how to carry out conversations, look, there's things you can do. You can get involved in public speaking, or even just watching people talk, and take tips from them. Watch how people interact. How do you interact? Like in polite society, what do we do? How do we conduct ourselves? Learn how to ask some basic questions to get a conversation going, and then how to follow up, like do a follow-up question type thing. So, you need to pick up these strategies that will help you. And also focus on your growth, personal growth. Read, find mentors. There could be mentors who or mentors that from afar, that you can, read their books or listen to their tapes and build yourself up. Always ask questions. Do not be afraid to ask people who are on the same path. Certainly, you do not want to get into the trap of a person people who poo-poo things like personal growth and development. They're just stuck in a mode, and they think that, oh, why are you bothering yourself? We have a lot of people like that in our community. They'll put you down in the twinkle of an eye. Don't allow that. The next cause of insecurity is a misstep or a failure in the past. So the major ones are divorce and betrayals, or maybe a friend has betrayed you, a partner has betrayed you, or you've been fired from a job, or something has gone on, a relationship gone wrong in your family, that type of thing. So, it's quite it affects how we perceive ourselves. The classic example is women who have been betrayed in relationships, so they are vulnerable. They may not have spent the time to work on themselves. They get into a new relationship, and then they project because they think they're going to be treated the same way. So before you know it, that relationship might get destroyed if the other partner is not understanding, compassionate, or kind enough to say, hey, listen, I see that we have an issue here. How can I help you? How can we work to resolve this and make our relationship better? And then, of course, the other one is toxic parenting can lead to insecurities. Yes. We have parents who suffocate us with their high standards and expectations. And, they compare you to other siblings, they compare you to your friends, and then, or compare your achievements, like other people's achievements with you. You know something? I just wish that our parents would learn to be happy. You see, they have to realize that they grew up in a different time and things have changed. Nobody is competing. Yes, we still have people we are competing with each other. I guess some would appear to be doing that. But standards have changed, the times have changed, and we are living our own lives. We are not living by that mode of, oh, you have to be a doctor to be somebody, you have to be this, you have to be that one. And if you are not, then you are not in the creme de la creme of society. Give us a break. And we also have to learn to give ourselves a break. There's people who have not become because of these pressures from parents, and it is sad to behold. Are you going to live your life, going through life with this thing on your shoulder, this scratch on your shoulder, this thing a parent has put on you, and then not live life, and your time will come and you'll be gone? I'm sorry, get out from under that script. Yes. Also, we tend to be, what do you call it? In need of constant compliments. A woman who's insecure is also needs too much. They have to constantly be validated. They are critical of other women, put other women down because they want to be the best. They are not able to accept their partner's success. It's like, oh, instead of working on yourself alongside your partner, you won't. And then when the partner is working on themselves, going places, then you are jealous of it. Why don't you also work on yourself? And of course, we have body image triggers. We have men who may tell a woman, oh, you've had a child, so this. And I'm thinking, the man too might also be saddled with a pot belly, but he's not dwelling on that. He's talking to you. And you, because you are insecure, you don't speak up and say, that is an unfair statement. I think we both need to work on ourselves, get into an exercise regime. If you are in a stage where you plan things with your partners and you work together, you will be successful. But if you are with a man who constantly will be putting you down because of the ego that they were raised with in our culture, right? So they think that they have this divine rule of kinship, perhaps, that they can talk anyhow. But relationship is built on respect. So if you are dealing with a woman who's already insecure and you're going to trample her down further just to build your ego up, I think you have a serious problem. You both need to go for some counseling. I mean, that's just my opinion. We need to do better in this area. Also, the insecure person tends to be a people pleaser because they don't know who they are. They are so scared of being alone. They are so scared of standing alone, standing for something. So they will do for everybody and not for themselves. They just won't. Like, they won't stand up for themselves. They have no backbone. Yeah. And then, of course, too, we have the victim card. There are some who are victims. They'll always be victims. It's like, oh, woe is me. This happened to me. As for me, I can't do this. Nobody pays attention to me. How come nobody likes me? And this and that. If you start to like yourself, people will like you. And whether people like you or not, love yourself regardless. That's my tip for you. Your best friend in this life is yourself. Before other people will come along, learn to honor yourself, learn to love yourself. Okay? It's so important. Don't speak bad things to yourself. People, oh, hello, Kwame Kodria, thanks for joining us. People speak so badly of themselves that it's sad to watch. Something happens, they drop something spills, and then they call themselves name. Oh, I'm so clumsy. I'm so klutzy. Oh, as for me, all that is a self-fulfilling prophecy. Whatever you speak is what will happen to you. Just look at it that as a one-off. That happened. Oh, hey, let me pick this up. Let me clean up this mess. I used to do that. Like, I had one of my girls, they'll do something and they'll be saying that, and I'll tell them, don't say that. Or even sometimes when something happens, I'm around, I don't say nothing. I just watch them clean up their mess. Some parents will be yelling, oh, why did you spill that? How come this? How come that? Our Ghanaians, how we are. Hey, blah, 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 blah. The person already feels bad. So why on earth would you go and add to it? Let's be better, okay? And then also people who are insecure, women who are insecure, they do these attention-seeking activities. When they get into a situation, they have to be loud, they have to draw attention to themselves. Oh, I'm the most beautiful. I'm the most that. There are certain women who are so vain, all they are focused on is their looks. What else do you have to offer? Looks disappear. Look at me. The biggest thing that I had going for me is that I don't want, like how to deal with my gray hairs. I would color and color and color. At some point, I said, you know what? Give over. Yeah, you're not going to be youthful forever, but you have to put things in perspective, develop all aspects of yourselves. If you're going to be phony and only focus on your vanity, your beauty fades, okay? Work on your mind. Work on your mind. There's nothing wrong with looking good. I like to look good. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with looking good. But the two, like I always say, I wrote a piece in my first book, Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. It was about Esther, beauty and brains going together. That is a divine explosion. So don't sit there and just focus. So everywhere they go, they want to be the center of attention. They want other women to dull in comparison to them. You see those women when you go into social settings, they see you and you look good and they start giving you dirty looks. Or if you're in a circle talking, they'll act like you are not there. Listen up. If you believed in yourself enough, you wouldn't have to feel insecure because I appeared on the scene. Let's get over ourselves, shall we? So with all that, I've been talking about how to overcome. This is the Beauty of a Woman's Heart page, and we're talking about how to overcome our insecurities, because we, the women, we have a lot of insecurities. A sad thing that I just saw this afternoon, the Chrome for on TikTok, just a bunch of fighting going on. And sometimes you don't want to be in those circles, but it's always helpful to stop and listen to what is going on. And then you tell yourself, what happened? Is this the best we could do with ourselves? Are we interested in being better, growing to become better people, especially having come to different environments, taking advantage of what those environments have to offer, developing ourselves, growing ourselves, and being better? Because, these days, the men, they don't want a woman who's coming to come and chop their money. They want you to come alongside them. You bring, they bring, and you build together. If you're a woman and you've put yourself in that position of, you know what? A man has to look after me. A man has to do this for me. You know what? Men, as well as women, we get bored. The relationship needs to be stimulating. If all you are bringing is your cooking skills, as for me, I know how to please a man in bed. I know how to do this. I know how to do that. Is that all? Is that all? What are you bringing to the table, or are you the table yourself? Granted, I know there's men in our communities who are afraid or who are intimidated by strong women. That, I'm sorry, unfortunately, is their problem. It is not yours. The best you can do for yourself in life is to develop yourself, become a self-actualized woman. It's not to say go around being rude, disrespecting men or disrespecting other women. No, you're holding your own. This is who I am. You got to deal with it. If you can't deal with it, too bad. Toodaloo, off you go, and I go my merry way. Don't sell yourself short. Look, I've been in places where I've done that because people were intimidated by who I was, and I refused to do that anymore. I said to myself, no more. No more. Don't allow anybody to silence you, to keep you in a box because you're a woman and this is who you are expected to be. Women are making it. They are developing themselves. They are millionaires. You can be too. So let's not carry on and diminish ourselves, minimize ourselves just to fit into places where we don't belong. Did you hear me? Do not diminish or minimize yourself to be in places where you don't belong. You don't fit anymore. As I maintain, you always have to go to places where you are celebrated, not tolerated. Nobody, I'm not going to be tolerated anymore. I choose to celebrate myself, and it is not vanity. We, excuse me, because of the environment in which we were brought up, the culture versus the faith. The culture emphasizes humility a lot, and so that the faith, which we don't apply, the words that we don't apply well. So when you talk proudly about your accomplishments, people want to put you down. People, be quiet. Don't talk. No. There's healthy self-confidence, healthy self-esteem. If you don't talk about it, how will the other person know that they can also accomplish it? Yes, I am an Amazon International best-selling author. I've written 4 books. My 5th is ready to go. I mean, I finished writing it, but I have to do what it takes to get it published. Am I showing off? No, I am not. Even if you think that I am, is that my business? No, I don't care. I'm just trying to tell you that you're a woman. You might say, she's from my country and she's done this. I've been wanting to do that. Maybe I should look into it. Yes. Auntie YAA'S book, Own It Academy, will help you to write your story, will help you to publish it. Sometimes we think that other people's stories is what will benefit us. You have something somebody's waiting to hear, waiting to learn, and that will push them on their journey. So you need to write that story. Tell your story. Tell your story. Look, in the past, there was the industrial economy based on working for pay. Today, it is you tell your story. Your story is what gets you paid. We've moved away from that. So tell your story. grow yourself. There's lots of things. Look, I've been at home this week. All I've been doing is, I always say this, that there's always courses. You see it on social media. The first one is free, then they make their offer and you can choose to pay or not. But I'm somebody, I've come to understand that I will pay for what I need. If it's too high, I don't go there, but there's certain things that I'll say, hey, I will do it. Okay, so when I was being minimized and diminished, I didn't sit in those spaces being insecure and saying, woe is me. I've done that before, but after a while, you realize it's a waste of time. Look at the time that I wasted. Let me get out and be myself. So now if I'm sitting here talking, I'm sitting in the comfort of my home. I am not stepping on anybody's toes so that they come and feel intimidated and say, oh, let me squish her. No. We do a lot of that in our community. We need to become bigger people to push people, especially women. A lot of women are dying inside because they put themselves in spaces where they don't belong. These spaces could be churches, friendships, organizations, relationships, what have you. And they are dying slowly inside and they won't do anything about it. I chose to do something about it. Yeah, I did. And hey, you know what? It's worked for me and I'll continue to do it because I vow that nobody will ever, ever put me down, minimize me, or stop me from developing myself or sharing my talent or my gifts, whatever those might be. So with that, we'll go to ways to avoid being insecure. You know what? Learn to be around people who love you and who won't put you down. Because we are so narrow focused, or maybe we've not taken the time to develop ourselves, we spend time with people who really don't like us, but we are not discerning enough, or maybe we are naive enough to think we have no other options and we must stay put there. Listen up. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your life. Is that all for you? Is that all? The question that I ask, my classic question, those people that you are so attached to, do they breathe for you? And if you needed help to breathe, is it their breath that will be put in yours? So get away, get out of that fear, get out of that box, that limitation, and step forth and be yourself. Put yourself in groups, places where you know that people will help you, people will build you up. I'm not saying going in and use people. You also come to the table with something. You have made the decision that you want to learn, you want to grow. So you put yourself in those places where you will be able to grow. You build each other up and you choose the right friendships. You need to change your circles. Some of these people that you're wandering around with, they ain't going anywhere. As my book quote, Dr. Jones says, ain't been there yet, can't tell going there how to get there. So get somebody who can tell you how to get there. Don't follow ain't been there, who doesn't want to go anywhere. They are just stuck. Otherwise, you'll be stuck with them till eternity. Is that what you want for your life? It's December 23rd. This conversation is a must-have. Yeah, because in 8 days' time, is my math right? In 8 days' time, to be the last day, is the last day of the year, and you'll be stepping forth into another, what do you call it, another year. I have a classmate on Facebook. He put something about a post, it's a guy sitting there saying that if you are thinking you didn't do anything this year, think about somebody who achieved everything they set out to do, and yet they died yesterday. And I asked my friend, I said, is that not excuses? I have to ask this question. I like to joke. He jokes a lot too. So me too, I like joking. So I'll go and I respond and I said, it's excuses, isn't it? Because this person will sit there and say the same thing. And next year, they'll be saying the same thing. Oh, I didn't achieve anything, but somebody did everything and they are dead. What about you? What do you want? Let me read Kwame Kodria's comments. He says, ladies are powerful beings, but need to value and love themselves first. The primitive thoughts about women would work due to your own inputs and can be decoded as well. Thank you so much. This is an important point here because you know what I find? The sad reality, especially where we come from, is that it's the women who help the men reinforce these kinds of primitive things. Oh, you're a woman, you should be doing this. A lot of times when a woman has done something wrong, well, it's not my place to call it wrong, but in our eyes, they've done something. It's other women who sit around the table with the men to bash these women and squish them into the ground. Instead of being compassionate and asking questions like, how did this person get here? What might have happened? How can we help the person? Because we gravitate towards negativity, all we know is to condemn people, to condemn them, or beat them down, criticize, and quote spiritual, become self-righteous and quote scriptures at the situation. Sometimes it is so sad to watch. It is so sad. So the second thing to avoid being insecure, keep yourself busy, be productive, uplift yourself. Don't worry and overthink. What do you do? Do you read? Do you listen to tapes? There's a gentleman that I discovered, and Alan Cohen, I'm reading one of his books. And so a while back, this sister, Mandy, had sent me this clip, this video of, what was it? The cash flow, rich dad, poor dad, but it's the cash flow quadrant. So I started listening to it. And then I said, I'd written out my goals for next year, my vision board. So I said, okay, my reading, I said, this Alan Cohen person, his books speak to me. Like, he's very real. And I think he's a person of faith, because the way he writes, it's not this Christianese or religious, whatever that will just, there are some books, I'm sorry, I believe in the word of God, but there are some books, Christian books, that when I pick it up and I read, it's so dry to me that I just get turned off. This man's books, it speaks to me because I'm like, I can relate to it. It's relatable. You know what I did? I said, okay, this year for my reading, I got 3 of his books. Yeah, I ordered them and they came. I got one with a free credit on Audible, so I have 4 of his books. How much did the 3 books cost me? $67 and something. But you and I, Mikromfo, will cry about even $10, investing $10 in yourselves. And one of his books is called A Dose of Sanity. Every day, in fact, there's 2 like that. Every day there's a passage. And I mean, I haven't read it for a few days now, but I don't beat myself up over it. When I go and take today's and read it, I'll get some nuggets from it. Like the things that he says, it really speaks to you. It pokes you, it pricks you in the heart, and you go, whoa, this is deep. So we don't like reading. We don't like learning. We'd rather sit on social media and fight and scream and do whatever. Where are you going this year? Where are you going next year? How are you ending these last 8 days? And where are you going next year? Read, read, read. So when I say be productive, these are some of the things. Learn a new skill, find knowledge, financial knowledge, whatever. If you've never done this before, it's like, okay, personal growth. What do I do? Look for basic books. These days, there's all kinds of things on YouTube. If you are feeling insecure, if you go and Google insecurity right now on YouTube, you'll see what will come up. Listen to it. Start telling yourself, your self-talk, changing your self-talk. If you've been saying, oh, as for me, I'm dumb, I don't, you say, no, I'm smart, I'm good at this. Like I said, your booster file, you write all the things that you are good at. And then when you're in your low moments, you pick it up, you look at it, and then it builds you up, it empowers you, it strengthens you, and you keep moving, okay? The other thing, how to overcome your insecurity, treat yourself, okay? Celebrate your milestones. When you do something, you achieve something, you accomplish something, be proud of yourself. Write it down. Say, I was able to do this. Practice self-love. Treat yourself well. Speak positive to yourself. Do things that build you up. Things that are fun. Hey, you can go for a walk if you can walk. Right now, there's snow all over here. You can't go walking. It's cold. But what I'm saying is read, watch a movie, listen to something inspiring. Inspire somebody. This is the time, the season where gift giving. Don't be just a taker. How can you bless somebody? Find something to do. At the end of the day, be productive. Own yourself. Own you. Stop minimizing yourself. Stop listening to what people have said. Who are they? Do they have their act right? A lot of times, the people who speak negative to us, they themselves ain't going anywhere because they don't know any better. That's why they speak negative to you. Somebody who is very productive, okay, who's going places, when they hear you speak, they link up with you. You make a connection and they help build you up. The negative people know, like me here talking right now, oh, look at her. Who does she think she is? Look at her going on and on there because they are not ready. They are not there. But is that what is going to stop me? No. So you shouldn't stop yourself. Also, confront your personal issues. Practice mindfulness. If you are used to talking negatively to yourself, find some strategies to deal with it. When you're tempted to talk negative, you just go, oh, turn it around and say, no, this is just a one-off. I don't always do this. I'll do this better next time. This is how I'm going to resolve this issue. Or you are somebody who procrastinate. Oh, you make a list and you don't deal with it. Take one, break it down. Start doing one. There's 3 steps in the one thing you want to do. You do one, feel good about yourself. Wow, I did this. This was the most difficult part. I can go to the next, and you keep going. Okay? As well, identify your problems. Take action. Take action. Take action. Don't be stagnant. Always take action. What are you going to do? What am I going to do next? How will I do this? Okay? It's like you want to become what do you call it? You want to become a better person. You want to become somebody who has a growth mindset, not the fixed mindset. Find information on that. Little chunks. Sometimes we get overwhelmed when we have too much to read or too much to do. Find little videos, maybe 3 minutes long. Listen to them. Write down some notes. Anything that hits you, write it down. Look, I told you I did a video on YAA'S Nuggets a few weeks ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, on how to plan. And I bought a book that has tabs. And so it's the different tabs for all my vision board. And I said, I want things in one place. I'm somebody, I have notebooks all over the place. So I'll write some notes here. Next time I'm like, oh, which book did I write that in? But now it's in one place. So when you look at my financial independence or financial whatever section, there's all kinds of things in there. I've listened to all kinds of videos, but I need to follow up on some of these items. It's all there. You have to go and read through it. And sometimes I'm finding that you are forgetting the other piece. I'm like, oh yeah, you said you'll work on your book, but then I'm talking to somebody about a book cover. I need to think about the book title because I was getting into some situations with the book title. So, like it helps you to push yourself. So please do that, okay? And as well, get the help that you need. Where we come from, anytime you go and seek things like counseling or coaching, people think there's something wrong with you. Never you mind. You are in a different environment. What can you learn from the environment? I have always said, and I maintain, when I came here to Canada, I said, there's good values of this society. I'll pick those. I'll pick the good values from Ghana, merge it, and live my life. That's what I've done. But we come from there, and we are here with those same mindsets. We don't even have associations outside of our own people. Do you know anybody? If I ask you to name, do you know anybody from any 2 other countries? Even you might not get people who know anybody from that they relate with. I'm not talking of people you work with, you go and you come back. But are there people that you know that you relate to on that level? No, because we don't want to learn. Let me read Kwame's comment. He says, if you don't fully love and cherish your own self, how do you want someone to fully love you? Be happy, dear women. You are uniquely created. Thank you, brother. I wish people would listen to some of the comments that you make. It's so sad, really. If we really knew who we were, we wouldn't spend time being insecure. You have the power. It's within you. Push yourself, push yourself, push yourself. If you're on here, please share this video. Let it get out there. And when I say seeking help, go for counseling. There's people who have a lot of us in our community. we are suffering from childhood trauma. Yes, and we haven't dealt with it. So we are fighting and we are fighting and we are fighting. Insults galore. How about we flip that script? Sit down, assess yourself. What is wrong with me? Honesty. We are not very transparent people, right? We're not a very transparent people because katasumu imwaso is what we've done all our lives. Cover up, cover up. We grew up seeing that. So that's what we have learned. We won't be honest with ourselves and say, what is wrong? What's going on? How can I be better? What can I do? Maybe seek a trusted person, somebody that you know you can trust, and ask them for help. Look, I'm going through this situation. What do you think I can do? Okay. And to get the help you need, it could be counseling, coaching, mentoring. You know, if it's something that is even gravitating towards a health issue, health crisis, see your GP, see your family doctor, and they'll make you a referral. So I've been here speaking about ways to avoid being insecure, how to overcome insecurity, basically, because with us women, it's a big problem. We don't know the power that we have. So the next topic, after we've dealt with these insecurities, how do we build confidence? That will be the next topic that will come on this platform. This has been Auntie YAA'S, the Beauty of a Woman's Heart page. If any of what I've said resonates with you and you need help, please contact Auntie YAA'S Own It Academy on Messenger at yafoda.tobra or by email at ownitbooks@gmail.com. We do women empowerment, life coaching, and then book publishing, book writing and publishing services. A lot of us are going through a lot. Sometimes all we need is somebody to hear us out and point us in a direction. It's not that they are going to do it for you, but they'll give you options, suggestions. Try this, do this, work on yourself. We are so busy giving to others that we forget ourselves. That's the way we've been programmed in the community. So when you start to watch out for yourselves, you are called selfish. They call you all kinds of names. Don't buy into that. Don't buy into that. For myself, I crossed that place a long time ago. It doesn't matter what you say about me. I'll keep moving because my life is my own and not yours. You are living yours. I'm not telling you how to live yours. Let's be a people who will help build people up, speak positively into their lives. If people are doing things that are not right, let us not be afraid to call them out on it, but you call them out in love, not insults, put downs, and minimizing people. Let's do better. Women, we need to overcome our insecurities. We have a lot to offer. It's about time we got on it. Hey, with that, this has been the Beauty of a Woman's Heart page. My name is Yafoda Tobra, and like, share this video so that people will hear it. I thank you for your support. Thank you, Kwame, for coming on, and anybody else who was on but didn't comment, thank you as well. If you come along later, leave us your comments. If you have any questions, we'll be willing to answer them as well. Thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you and a Happy New Year. And remember, there's 8 more days till the end of the year. It's still not too late to plan your year. Build a better future for yourself. Kwame says, don't compare yourself to others. Be real, honest, and discipline yourself. Be you and not others. We all get different destinies. Thank you so much. Bless you. Bye for now. Take care, okay? And be safe during the holidays. Bye-bye.